Hello again. Today's walk is going to take us to New Harbour, where we're going to head out toward Hopewell Head on Willies Trail. I haven't been out this trail before. I'm told it could be a bit wet, so we're hoping it's not going to be too bad though. Got the waterproof hikers on and warm socks. Check it out as we go. Pam's Beach. And Pam does have a nice beach here. Looks like the fishermen are pulling their seine. They're seining for herring right now. May get a better look further up the path there. A bit of a close-up there. See what we can see. Big Salmon Cove Beach. There comes a couple of beautiful eagles. No, actually they look like hawks. Nice little view here. On we go. What more could you ask for on a day like this? Maybe gingerbread. Think? Well, we do have a gingerbread house. We keep on going. Haven't seen any wildlife here yet today. Brought a dinner roll with me, just in case I saw a few gray jays. Let's see who gets to eat that one, me or them. A little bit of color on the trail. Place to rest. Lobster pot, no dinner there today. Isn't this cute? So, a traditional Newfoundland outport. Picture of Heart's Delight. And the homes and the church, and they're all scattered around the community. Little stage there on the wharf. Dory pulled up there. Black Point. Take a little peek there. This is the first part of the trail that I can say is a little bit steep. Even it's not too bad. They've got a railing all the way down. The trail is a bit wet right now, but very well kept up. Looks like the herring fishermen are out there trying to track down the herring. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see them shoot their seine once. Crooked Tree Path. I can only imagine why they would call it that. A little bit tangly coming through here. Okay, I can hear some yelling offshore there. Apparently they're just starting to shoot a seine. See if I can get that on video here. So the idea here is to You see the fish underwater with your equipment, you circle it, dropping a net right around it. Then they pull that net up, keeping the fish in, I guess what you would consider similar to a large bowl of mesh. They then haul them aboard. So while the larger boat is shooting out the net, the smaller one is holding the end of it. So they'll come together in a moment to close the circle. We're just coming up on Smallville. No, Smurfville. Welcome to Smurfville. Interesting little place. We got Gargamel up on the hill there, and the whole Smurf clan. This is pretty cool that they're doing stuff like this. Really throws a bit of fun into the walk. Wonder if I could get enough shelter here someplace to boil the kettle. Could call this the local restaurant. Starting to get a little bit hungry here now. I think this beach here with a bit of shelter from these rocks, watching these boats is probably as good a place as any to have a little lunch. Start off by getting our kettle and our stove out. Just watching the boats here now. We got blue one over here. That one is pulling back the seine. Looks like the lighter blue one out here is just getting ready to pull back. Let's get out our kettle. And in the kettle we have our fuel can. I always wrap that one up because I don't want first time I had it there, I put it in there without wrapping it, and I ended up with rust on the inside of my kettle. So I don't want that. Let's screw this little tiny stove on here. This thing works so nice. Very light to carry, compact. There we go. Now I think I'm going to put that one right about there. So I can keep a close eye on it. Move this one back a little bit. Now, how about a bit of water? Should be plenty. I see another ship coming down from the Dildo area. There we go. Put that kettle right there. Where'd I put the lid? Put the lid on and make it boil a little bit faster. Put all that right there so I can pack up my stove again after. There's my cup. Took a couple tea bags today. I didn't know if I'd go with the second cup of tea later on. Let's raise that camera up a bit. You can see over the rocks, see what these other boats are doing. There we go. Actually, I'm going to move you a little bit closer to the water's edge. Okay, we can see that the dark blue boat now has the seine coming up over the back. So as they pull that up, the circle which they formed earlier will get smaller, and all the herring will come together so they can take them aboard. Looking across the other way, we can see that the light blue vessel, that one is now getting the seine up on the back of it. I guess they're getting it prepared to be pulling it in. You can see the balloons out in the water there where their seine is going. One big circle. Wish I had the drone here today. Alright, while we're waiting for that water to finish boiling, we're going to have ourselves a fruit and nut bar. I'm going to hold on to that bun I got there till later on, and I may end up seeing a few gray jays yet. Alright, the water's boiled. Get our stove turned off. Get our stick there, because that handle is surely hot on that kettle. Top one's not bad, but the side ones fold in and they get hot. Alright, let's dig out a spoon here now, and a little bit of sugar in that tea, a little bit of milk in that tea. Oh, it's steeping nicely. Very nice. I never thought about it, but when I used to go in the woods with my father, we'd never put a tea bag in the cup like that. We'd always throw the tea bag right in the kettle, let it boil with the water. Probably why the best cup of tea was always in the woods. I know, I like my sugar. Like I often say, it's the only thing that makes me sweet. But in saying that, I do monitor my sugar, so I know that my sugar level is good. You know, I think this is the first time I've seen the, or I know it is, the first time I've seen this area like this. I'm not a stranger to the area. In the summertime, when we have the food fishery, I have my boat just in the harbor there. And it's out here where I'll often catch fish. So I've seen all of this area underwater with my sounder. I know where the weeds are, where you can usually get the fish. I look in on the beach and think of how beautiful it is in here. And now I'm in here, looking out there. And this is very beautiful, both sides. Oh, that's hot. We're going to let that cool down a little bit. So last summer, when the caplin rolled ashore, I took a little casting net that I had bought a few years before and never got a chance to try. And I went out and dildo. First time using the casting net, but it worked out pretty good. I got myself quite a few caplin. First time ever trying to dry caplin and salt them and so on. Didn't really know what I was doing.
So the capelin, they die after.
They say that you should salt them for so many minutes or maybe an hour or two, depending on the method. I didn't know better. I salted mine for 3 days. After they were dry, we tried a few. They were way too salty. Christmas time, I gave my wife an air fryer, and we decided to try that. So we soaked those caplin for an hour and 20 minutes, changing the water several times. And then they were put in the air fryer, and this is what we have. So I've already had a few of them on the weekend when the boys were out with Abby and the baby. So I'm going to snack on another one or two now. They're still a bit salty, but they're not too salty. They're much the way I prefer caplin, actually. Too bad. I'm just wondering now if I could heat these up on the stove somehow. I'm just going to break off the fins here because I prefer not to eat the bones, but they're not going to hurt me this size. And we really don't need a hit on it either. Let's see what we can do. Let's get a little stove going here again. Now, if nothing else, we'll heat it up and toast it a little bit. Oh, he's hot. Let's give it a try. That is good. That is really good. We can see that they're now hauling the seine in over the back of this boat. As they haul it in, the circle of netting in the water will get smaller until all the herring are together. Then they'll take those aboard. Birds will come and get those tails later on, and those heads. We'll get everything all packed up again and get on the move. What do we got here in water? A little bit left there. I'm going to throw it back in the bottle. That'll become part of a cup of tea later on today. If I have another boil up. Not to mention, in my pocket, that'll be a nice little hand warmer for a while. Oh, that's some nice. Just barely above zero today, so that little bit of heat would be good. was lunch. That was good. We're gonna leave these guys to do their fishing, and we're gonna get back on the trail. Quick look back, make sure we didn't forget anything. Join us for part 2 as we get to the top of the headland, see a bear, and get caught in another bit of winter.